He hated it.
Welcome to a voyage of discovery and awareness of the richness, the diversity, and the often surprising nature of living with the land. Our journey begins as dramatic and sudden changes are sweeping over the land. The approaching storm may seem violent and destructive to us, but to nature, it's a new beginning in the cycle of life. Beneath the surface of the land, roots trap water from the flowing mud, extracting precious nutrients and minerals. These elements, when combined with sunlight, create the diverse living systems of our planet. One of those living systems is the rainforest, home to the most amazing concentration of life on our planet. These dense and beautiful forests cover only a tiny portion of the Earth's surface, but they contain more than half of its plant and animal species. Rainforests are also extremely rich and productive living systems, providing us with oxygen, food, medicine, and other elements essential to our lives. In the desert, nature has created a very different but no less beautiful living system. And while this arid landscape may seem lifeless, it is very much alive. The plants and animals that have learned to survive in these harsh conditions make use of what little water they can find and avoid the scorching rays of the relentless sun. The American prairie once appeared as desolate as the desert, but over time, rainwater and nutrients gradually penetrated the hard surface of this land. Even the hooves of the mighty buffalo helped create the rich soil that would one day become home to the American farm. Of all the forces that work on the land, humans have had one of the most profound effects. The need to produce food for a growing world led to the enormous use, and sometimes overuse, of the land. In our search for more efficient ways to grow food, we often fail to realize the impact of our methods. To live with the land, discovering better ways to grow food that will assure both human and environmental well-being. To reduce the need for pesticides by using natural predators like ladybugs and wasps to control pests. In Japan, we're learning that by adding composted leaves and other plant material to our soil, we can reduce the need for fertilizers. In farmlands across America, we're learning that by plowing under vegetation containing natural fertilizers, we can enrich the soil without the use of chemicals. In Saudi Arabia and Mexico, we're learning to produce food on desert seacoasts by developing and planting crops that thrive. Here at we're learning to meet tomorrow's growing needs for food production, yet still respect the needs of the land? Some of the answers are being discovered just ahead.
Well, hello again. My name is Bob, and I'll be taking you through one of the most exciting and innovative areas in all of Epcot. Here in our living laboratory, scientists from Epcot, the Department of Agriculture, NASA, the Department of Energy, and Nestle are exploring innovative and sustainable methods of food production. You'll see some of the world's most important food crops growing here in our tropics greenhouse. On either side of the boat is the cacao plant. This is the plant source for chocolate. 75% of the world's chocolate grows within 8 degrees of the equator. We save valuable space here by growing sweet potatoes beneath the cacao. We call this intercropping, the growing of 2 or more crops together in the same space at the same time. To your left is the papaya tree. Shaving something up by the papaya tree is made from the 10 president. Everybody thinks coffee comes from where? Brazil, South America. It originated in Africa. But the third world countries here in Central America have adopted it as their main crop. Rice is an essential food for more than half the world's population. On these terraces, the right we're exploring ways to grow rice for production. So we grow rice and peanuts in the same space but at different times. After harvesting, we switch locations. Peanuts leave nitrogen as a natural fertilizer for the following year's rice crop. This is known as crop rotation. In sandy soil, our crops are growing in provides nutrients for plants through drip irrigation. It's another way of studying how to best use our natural resources while preserving our environment. That's cassava plant. Roots are used to make tapioca. You notice a lot of bananas on the perimeter here. Bananas account for about 25% of the world's fruit production. It's the only fruit that naturally grows up. Now, if I mentioned farming to you, you probably wouldn't think of fish. But fish farming or aquaculture can produce tons of fish in small areas such as the Soccer Zone, even in such harsh environments as the desert. For example, now it needs very little protein. It does very well in close quarters. Has a vegetarian relative of the piranha. The tilapia on either side of the boat and the catfish coming up ahead on your left are often featured in our restaurants here at Walt Disney World, so we grow our own, so to speak. The alligators coming up here used to be an endangered species, but not any longer. As a matter of fact, we have over 1 million alligators here in Florida. Some are farmed for their meat and their hides, while others play a key role in wetlands conservation. The reason they're all bundled together is because they're cold. They're cold-blooded animals, so they stay together to keep warm. And you see very few freshwater shrimp in this, thanks for a very good reason. They're territorial. You put too many of them together, they start having each other for dinner. Right? And all told, we can produce about 6,500 pounds of fish in this aquasol each year. Our next area coming up here is our temperate greenhouse, where a computer controlled drip irrigation system provides just the right amount of water and nutrients to the roots of our plants through those black tubes in the sand. Growing plants this way with our soil is called hydroponics. Now, citrus is an important source of vitamin C, and we have a variety in this greenhouse, such as oranges and tangerines. These lemon trees can be ripe for this fruit to weigh up to 9 pounds. And this pomelo, the pomelo is like a grapefruit, except it's larger and sweeter. You get the before and after on a cotton tree. Right? It takes 2 to 3 months after the blossom falls off before the cotton grows appears, and it takes 2 to 3 months before the blossom appears. So it's about a 6-month process. The Lucina is a legume which means it gathers nitrogen from the air and converts it to a natural fertilizer. So the sorghum you see growing with the Lucina receives free nitrogen through intercropping. This next greenhouse is our production greenhouse where you see our string garden. Now, we planted these cucumbers vertically like this so we can grow more food in less space. There's the cucumber there. Vertical growing also allows for better airflow through the leaves, which helps prevent disease. Now, we've also reduced the amount of water and nutrients used in the greenhouse by about 70%. Computer-controlled irrigation device developed during the land census when the plants need water provides a manager. Lettuce plants are sitting in styrofoam, floating on water and nutrients. On the 8 range is Malabar. The leaves are like spinach, the shoots are like asparagus, and the berries are used to make cosmetics. Very useful plant. Each year, pests destroy at least 1/3 of the world's food crops. Here at the land, we use integrated pest management. Our first line of defense is the use of disease-resistant plants, such as the eggplants, peppers, and tomatoes, which are growing on either side of the road. We also release predator insects as needed to eat aphids and other plant-eating insects. Techniques like these are helping us to reduce the use of pesticides by up to 60%. robot coming up here on your left, collecting data on the growth cycle of his plants fast by end of the Department of Energy. And he does so 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. He doesn't even get any overtime.
Restaurant. What fish you right here?
Tilapia and catfish. Well, I didn't until I came here either, but now I find out it's a pretty much a common thing. It must be, because I never had it. No, catfish I've had plenty of.
Right.
On these A-frames, 700 lettuce plants on either side would go. If we grew these flat on the ground, we could only grow 100 plants in the same space. And these squash plants with the exposed roots get plenty of oxygen in the air, the water and nutrients, and he is straight on in those mist boxes. This process is known as aeroponics. Biotechnology is an exciting tool in agriculture, and our Epcot scientists are working with the Department of Agriculture to develop better plants through genetic engineering. The potatoes and corn being grown there have been genetically engineered to resist pests, plants containing naturally occurring genes which is harmless to humans, but will kill certain insects that even eat plants. And in this experiment with NASA, we're exploring ways to grow food for space colonies or recycling oxygen from water waste products. Just like any normal boy can see anything, right? Yeah. Now, there's not much that we can learn from science and nature about living with it. The laboratories you've seen today are only part of the story. After harvesting, our crops need to be handled with care on their journey from field to table. Around the globe, scientists investing in other organizations are dedicated to quality and taste of the foods the world enjoys and relies on. Are working together, we can preserve this land as a precious and beautiful resource. What's the meaning of the growing demands of our world? Only then will we truly be living with the land. If you'd like to close a look at the greenhouses we do have behind the scenes tour, which is led by one of our researchers, and the lead is part of the Green Limit Program. Don't forget 9 o'clock this evening, around the world showcase of illuminations, the fireworks release. Get there before 9 o'clock. You might get a good spot.